Hi class, we will continue lesson 15.3 on page 1025. Problem 3, let the games begin. At the 2010 Winter Olympics, 82 countries competed in the events, but only 26 won medals. By contrast, the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing, China, had 205 countries compete in the events, but only 43 won at least 5 medals in various competitions. Please turn to page 1026, answer number 1 with your group members. You can refer back to page 1020 in order to look at the 2010 Winter Olympics table. And also please answer number 2 with your group members. For number 1, in comparing the 2010 Winter Olympics and the 2008 Summer Olympics, you can conclude that there were more events in the Summer Olympics because there were many more medals won than at the 2010 Winter Olympics. Number 2, you would not use a dot plot for organizing the data in the Summer Olympics table because there are a lot of data points. Also, the number line would be too long because you would need to create one that would range from 5 all the way to 110. Because there are many data points in the 2008 Summer Olympics data table, a dot plot would probably not be a good graphic display of the data. A graphic display that can easily display all the data points is needed. A stem and leaf plot is a graphical method used to represent ordered numerical data. Once the data is ordered, the stem and leaves are determined. Typically, the stem is all the digits in a number except the rightmost digit, which is the leaf. Please turn to page 1027. A stem and leaf plot displaying the number of medals won in the 2008 Summer Olympics is shown. Please answer number 3, letters A through G, with your group members. For number 3, letter A, some things that you should notice about the stem and leaf plot. It has long lines of single digits that are in numerical order in the leaves column. Some of the numbers repeat in the leaves column. There is also a set of numbers that are in numerical order running vertically under the stems heading. There is the same number of leaves as there are data points in the chart about the Olympics. And there is also a key below the stem and leaf plot so that we understand what the numbers represent. For letter B, a 4 with a vertical line and a 0 tells me that there are 40 medals won. Letter C, a 0 with a vertical line and a 5 tells me that there were 5 medals won. For letter D, there are 12 stems in the stem and leaf plot. And for letter E, there are 43 leaves in the stem and leaf plot because that is the number of countries that is represented in the data. For letter F, a stem has more than one leaf because there are several pieces of data with that same beginning digit. And for letter G, there are some stems that have no leaves because there were no values for those stems in the Summer Olympics data chart. Please answer letter H with your group members. For letter H, Carlos would be incorrect. 0 is a number that represents a data value. If he puts zeros as leaves to go with the stems 5, 6, 8, and 9, then he is incorrectly saying that there are countries that won 50, 60, 80, and 90 medals. 0 is a number that represents a data value. He should leave the row for these leaves blank for those stems to show there are no countries having those number of medals won. Please answer letter I with your group members. In order to see the distribution of the data, rotate the stem and leaf plot so that the stems resemble a horizontal number line. And when you are looking for any patterns in the stem and leaf plot, look for any gaps or clusters that you notice in the data. For letter I, the distribution of the data is skewed right because the peak of the data is to the left side of the stem and leaf plot, and there are only a few data points to the right of the stem and leaf plot. There is a cluster of data from 5 to 47 medals. This tells us that there were a lot of countries that won that number of medals. And there are gaps for the 50s, 60s, 80s, and 90s in the stem and leaf plot, which tells me that there were no countries that won 50, 60, 80, or 90 medals. When I interpret my findings in terms of the 2008 Olympics, this means most of the countries won between 5 and 47 medals, and only 3 countries won more than 47 medals. This will conclude lesson 15.3 on displaying data using stem and leaf plots. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.